We are survivors. We've made it to Friday. Okay, so I'm feeling I'm feeling better today, at least a little bit. I got somewhat of a good night's sleep. Today I want to do something different. I want to feature Tina Guo, and she's not an indie artist in the sense that we all understand indie artists, but I believe she's someone who needs to be recognized more, if that makes any sense. She's an absolute amazing cellist, but it's not just the fact that she's very, technically able and capable and very good, but she also just has a good ear for what makes a song sound good. Her contribution to music, even if she's doing a cover or playing with somebody, the contribution is very creative, and I think that that's something that I wanted to feature today. Now I'll tag her. She's on Threads. I'll tag her and all that stuff. There's a gigantic chance that she's never going to see it. The other two times that I did kind of like the non-indie artist feature, the artist didn't get back to me or say anything. And I think those are the only ones that didn't get back to me. And I don't think it's because you know, they looked at it and thought, "Oh, I don't need to get back." I think that even myself, sometimes I get so many updates on my threads that I notice an update like this morning from 3 weeks ago that someone said, and they said something nice on my and encouraging on my threads timeline, but I just missed it because I actually do get a lot of notifications on a lot of updates. Sorry about the coughing. I get a lot of updates every day, because I put out these videos every day, and I do get a lot of responses to a lot of different things. So because I get such a high amount of activity on my threads timeline, I myself don't even see every update. I can't imagine someone like Tina or somebody else who's in the professional world and who have fans. And some of those fans aren't always nice. But anyways, I want to feature Tina Guo today. She does an amazing job with covers. I went through her discography on Tidal. It's quite extensive. It's really nice. I couldn't tell what was, because it says she's a songwriter and a composer, and I couldn't tell what was a cover and what was actually her material. So I decided, you know what? Choose the song Sanitarium and give it a listen. I am going to assume, because this is on the album titled, hold on. Oh, sorry about my loud voice. This is on the album. Well, the album name isn't there, but I think it's called Cello Metal. So I'm assuming this is the Metallica version of Sanitarium. So let's give it a listen. And this is Tina Guo, Sanitarium. And then for the YouTube version, which can be more than 5 minutes, I want to show you something that she did with Joe Bonamassa from YouTube. It's just amazing, the talent that she has and the passion with which she plays that cello. I bet you every morning that cello wakes up afraid of Tina's touch. All right, ready? Let's go. This is the song Sanitarium. Okay, I can tell just by that lick. This is Metallica. This is a Metallica cover. I mean, anyone can tell. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, God. This part is guitar. But that first half was cello. Oh Oh, yeah. Just gorgeous. It's heavy, just like the original. Nice. Oh, this is good. I mean, it has so much of the original feel. Oh, God. It sounds like she's using an electric cello through some type of effects processor. All right, let's see what the solo is. Double track cello. Oh, God, yeah. All right, I'm going to stop it there because I want to get into the YouTube video too with Joe Bonamassa. Need I say more? Now, I'm not going to sit here and comment on the engineering and the production and all that because I feel as though someone like Tina obviously has a production team that does a lot of their own work. Although I do follow her, I think, on Instagram. I don't know. I've seen Instagram posts of Tina at her home studio, and I know she does a lot of home studio stuff too. So, I mean, she might actually be doing the engineering and producing. I honestly don't know. I haven't looked into it, but I do know that someone at her level is not going to allow bad engineering and bad production to go out the door, you know? So the engineering and production side of it, I think that I don't even really listen to as much because I assume that it's professional. It's good. You know, what I really liked was her playing. How the cello takes on a voice, and especially when she was playing the vocal melody for the chorus, the cello came in on certain notes where I remember James Hetfield coming in with a similar emotive like response, you know. She can really emote well with that cello, and to me, that's the most important thing. I don't care how fast someone is. I don't care how they're able to bounce up and down the scale, jumping thirds and doing this and doing that. That's all good and fine. But how are you able to speak with your instrument? And to me, that's very difficult. And that's what I like about her. I'm going to jump right now to this YouTube video that I have. I have it queued and ready. It's with Tina Guo and Joe Bonamassa. They're doing his song. Now on YouTube, this is probably going to get a copyright, not a strike, but a copyright warning or whatever. Like, hey, you can't monetize this video. Because, you know, that's how I make my living off my videos, you know. Okay, here it is right here. Again, sorry for the coughing. I am getting over something. I don't know what it is. I once watched an interview. Joe Bonamassa was actually interviewing Tina Guo, and he said something interesting, and I thought that it really described well what he must have been feeling when he was playing the song with her. And I believe he was referring to this song. I could be wrong. But he said, there's nothing scarier when you're playing the guitar and you look over at Tina Guo and then she looks at you with those eyes. And then she starts playing because she's so intense. And you'll see, she's so intense when she plays this cello and flawless. And she adds so much. I would be afraid. Even if I was the best guitar player or piano player in the world, when I looked over at Tina Guo and nodded and gave her the okay to do her lead or to do her solo or whatever, I would be scared out of my mind. She's like a machine, you know, and she's not. She's not a machine. She's a person creating these beautiful melodies and beautiful sounds with the cello. But just watch this video and I think you'll get what I'm talking about. Look at that. That's one scary look right there. Intensity. I just remember that interview. And Joe Bonamassa is a top-notch guitarist. One of the best in the biz. Everything she's doing is contributing to the song. You know, he does his little thing. She knows that she's coming up. They see that look? He's amazing. I would have loved to watch them practice this. She uses that whole entire fretboard. Well, it's not a fretboard because there's no frets. She uses the whole fingerboard. This is so organic, so raw. Shh, I love that. I love that. Hear a lot of that with violin too. When she's playing so high, it almost sounds like a violin. And that sounds like a violin. I love that. That's how it's done right there. All raw. Oh yeah, man, she comes in just at the right time, the right feel, inflections. When they start singing again, I'll stop it. I think it's coming up. Singing again. My wrist hurts just watching you do that, by the way. And that's just amazing on so many levels. Mostly, in my opinion, mostly because of the expressiveness of everything. How Tina on the cello just added so much feeling, and it was her. That was all her adding that feeling. And then, of course, Joe Bonamassa, I mean, he's one of my favorite artists in for the past 5 years. I think he's kind of been one of my favorite artists. And one of these days I'll do an episode when I promote myself. I actually released a song with a keyboard player that toured on a couple of tours with Joe Bonamassa. He and I released a song together with a singer from The Voice. And I haven't really featured it on this show or anything else because I really try to focus on others. But if you're a musician and you work with Joe Bonamassa, you're usually not just one of the best at what you do, but you express yourself musically. Now, I don't remember, and I'm just going to come out and say it because I don't want to be one of those guys that goes out and does all this research and then comes back and pretends he just knows it all. But I don't remember the actual studio version of Woke Up Dreaming. For some reason, I'm drawing a blank. I'm trying to remember if it even had cello in it. And if it didn't, which for some reason I'm doubting that it did, but let's just say the song Woke Up Dreaming, studio version, has no cello in it, then I would say that Tina wrote all those parts because Joe Bonamassa is not going to be like, oh yeah, I want you to hit the F and then slide down to the D and do, he's just going to let Tina express herself. And something I've worked with cellists before. I have a cellist that I work with from the Ukraine. She's amazing. And actually, she doesn't live in Ukraine anymore. She moved because of the war with Russia. They escaped, and then I believe they're in Germany right now. But she and her husband are both musicians. He plays saxophone and I think something else, and she plays cello. Cellists love to be given a canvas and then told, go ahead and create. And then whatever you play, whatever you decide to play, I'll use. I won't tell you what to play. Just go ahead and do it. I don't know what it is about cellists, but that's something that I've noticed is that they really enjoy the creative process. Of violinists too really enjoy being told, here's 32 bars of my song. I need a violin solo, or I need a cello solo, and then just go ahead and here are the chords so you can follow the chord changes. I'll get something back in an hour. Done. They love to create. They love to be given a blank canvas, just a song with space. And I'm assuming that's what Tina Guo had here, and then she wrote those parts. But I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know the whole process, and I'm not going to go online and research it and then come back and give you the answer. I mean, I can go right now, and I mean, look, let's go to Joe Bonamassa. Let's just do it. Right? Joe Bonamassa. Woke Up Dreaming. The thing I don't like, no, not live, studio version. All right, you tell me, is there cello in this song? You Upset Me, Baby. That's not the song that I want to listen to. Okay, here we go. Woke Up Dreaming. Okay, he's going nuts on the acoustic. That part's the same. I don't hear a cello. God, he's so good. And I bet you he didn't need 5 takes to do this.
Dreaming I was gonna die.
God, his singing voice has gotten so much better over the years.
I was gonna black.
Okay. You have it. There you have it. So we figured it out. There's no cello in the studio version of Woke Up Dreaming. So he probably gave Tina Guo the chords and then said, come up with something. And then they met up in a studio or, at one of his houses or whatever. They met up somewhere, and then she presented to him what she came up with, and then they worked on it together. And what you saw right there was a version of what she came up with and what he came up with to work with her. But I bet you if they both sat down and did it again, it would be completely different. I feel as though they're just very expressive. And I've watched a lot of interviews with Joe Bonamassa, and he's big on having allotments of time. Okay, you have so many bars or so many minutes to solo or to do whatever. So he's big on the time, but I've never really heard him talk about how he dictates the notes that someone plays or how they play or how they express themselves. It seems like he really likes to give other artists that canvas and let them express themselves musically, as long as they know that they have 2 minutes for a solo, or a minute and a half, or once I start playing the guitar louder, or once I start doing X, Y, and Z on my guitar strumming, that's a key for you to wrap it up. He seems to be very liberal when it comes to giving people a chance to create, and I think that's exactly what he did here with Tina. And look, it really worked out well for the both of them, and I wouldn't doubt it if that gave Tina a whole new audience. Brought her into that world, and got her a whole new audience. But anyways, I just wanted to present her music because I love the cello. I've always wanted to play the cello. I almost bought a cello a little while ago, but instead I went saxophone, and I'm glad I did because I seem to identify with that. Anyways, this is Artie Astor from Tidal Waves. Stay tuned for the next episode.